Dear colleagues, dear affiliates, dear sisters and brothers, at first let me introduce myself. I am Director for Equal Opportunities at Uni Europa here in Brussels in the European Quarter, and as well I'm President of a not-for-profit association dealing with prevention on breast cancer. In my daily work, I'm dealing with equal opportunities issues, fighting for gender equality, women and disabilities that I have experienced myself, dealing with issues such as trauma, heavy treatments, a way back to work and transition. Actually, I was myself diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 32 years old. It was in 2013. I'm here speaking on behalf of millions of women because nowadays this scourge affects a lot of society and many countries. And in Belgium, 1 on 7 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. We are leader in the world on breast cancer. So it goes without saying that I have been through heavy treatments, that I was facing a tsunami that affects as well myself, but as well all the people around. And not going too much into details, I was facing 16 chemotherapy, facing radiotherapy and surgery. However, I have to say that the trauma as well is something that you need to face and that you need to hold on with. So, why I'm speaking about all the treatments here? To tell you that during the treatments, when you are diagnosed, what you are doing is to look on the internet for information that the doctor don't have the time to give you. Not only medical information, classic information, but you are looking as well for tools to help yourself to survive, to battle and to fight. Of course, I was checking all the tools that could help me. I was very weak in the bed, and going out from all this experience, I decided myself to launch a project which is called Les Secrets d'une Victoire, a project which has the objective of bringing a live and online platform to women so that when they are diagnosed with breast cancer, they just need to have a click on the net and have all the tools to face and to hold on. So in a fraction of time, you are switching from a normal life to a medicalized one, to a totally unknown universe with thousands of questions in your mind. Where to go to find the best treatment? Do I need to undergo surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy? Where are the best treatments? Will I be able to take care of my children? And what about my professional life, my professional activities? How to speak to my employers? What are my rights? And how to continue a normal life and activities? So because of all those questions and feeling sometimes alone in the battle, despite the goodwill of the medical staff, the goodwill of the people around me, of my friends and family, I decided to launch this project so that any woman facing breast cancer would have the necessary tools to fight in the best conditions. So the illness is really something. However, the after disease is as well something that needs to be taken into consideration. The after disease is something very heavy. It's a real cataclysm mentally and physically. It needs to be taken into consideration. Side effects, extreme fatigue that the worker is facing every day needs to be taken into consideration. I really believe that facilities and policies need to be implemented at work, discussions between the worker and the employer, so that it facilitates the way back to work. Another key element in the fight against breast cancer is early detection, which increases considerably the chance of surviving, of getting less heavy and aggressive treatments. Unfortunately, in Belgium and in many other countries in Europe, prevention is very poor. How to fight such a scourge if you don't attack it to its roots? I therefore launched in 2018 in Belgium a campaign, Check Your Boobs campaign, which learn and explain to people, to women and men, how to self-check their breasts and how to be actor of their health when possible. You will receive a bookmark in English or in French in Cape Town, which I invite you to keep with you, to read and to use when possible. You can share it with your friends and colleagues because this tool can save lives. Often people do not want to hear about cancer, they prefer to ignore it. That's why I decided to create a fun tool, a dynamic campaign which breaks the taboo. It was a real challenge to speak about the illness this way. However, the campaign was a buzz in Belgium and it went national. I distributed in 2018 40,000 bookmarks in all Belgium, in Dutch, in French and in English. As you have understood, there are many weaknesses around the thematic. Lack of information, lack of administrative facilities, lack of facilities and policies at work, so that a worker dealing with such a fight does not have any other battle to face. It concerns us all. In Europe, 1 death in 4 is due to any kind of cancer. In Finland, 1 woman in 8 is dealing with breast cancer. In Belgium, 1 woman in 3 will be facing any kind of cancer, 1 man in 4. In UK, the statistics show that 1 person in 2 will be dealing with cancer. So there are many issues around cancer that I could highlight and that need to be taken into consideration. For instance, in Belgium some months ago, the government wanted to implement a new royal decree with restrictive measures on screening. I therefore decided to launch a petition which gathers 40,000 signatures and the royal decree was suspended. I could speak as well about working time and night shifts and how it can negatively affect people's health, workers' health, and as well increase the risk of primary cancer. However, Erika will speak about it on the spot. Therefore, let's fight together for new measures, for new policies, progressive ones. And until the time I see you face to face, I wish you a constructive meeting, and of course, do not forget to check your boobs.